What up, everyone? Thank you for coming back to my channel. I do appreciate it. I want to talk today about the level of black youth violence that's overtaken this country in a lot of cities, specifically black male. The young black males are the perpetrators, and I wouldn't say 90% of these crimes. And it's really sad, and I'm not speaking from the perspective of someone, like I'm good or anything. No, we know the faceless felon has a history. I've been to prison, and I was influenced heavily by gangsta rap, and going right into that, the music industry, I do believe, and I don't have any proof, but I've heard people talk about this as well, and it just really makes sense. If you think about it, the music, the gangster rap, the gang rap, drill music that promotes violence, drug use, selling drugs, basically being a loser from as early an age as you can. And if you get lucky, if you're one out of the few, you may get funneled through and become a rapper, whereas if you don't, all of these other opportunities that you could have had just living a normal life, you disqualify yourself from, because you probably got a record, or you get killed very young, or you go to prison for a long time, maybe never get out, very young. And we all know that private prisons are being built very fast all throughout the country. We already have the highest number of inmates in the world here in America. Private prisons continue to be built. When I was released out of a private prison, and I have to admit that it was the best prison I had ever been in. It was sweet, and I'm pretty sure that has a little bit to do with it too, but that's a different direction. The fact that prisons are being built means that they don't plan on being able to stop this crime that's happening. They just want to fill up these prisons. And me, myself, being very influenced by gangster rap when I was young, and looking up to the gangster rappers, wanting to be a gangster rapper, deciding to live a life of crime, and just kind of thinking that, okay, somehow I'm gonna have this gangster paradise that I see on these music videos and what these rappers talk about, not realizing that all I was doing was ruining my life from an early age, so that now at this time it's much harder. I'm lucky to actually be out, but a lot of the young black males that are heavily influenced by gang culture, by gangster rap, by gangster rappers, by that culture, you see are getting killed or going to prison for a very, very long time. And we know that this is some kind of business. Some people are benefiting from black youth just being herded into graves and jails at an alarming rate, and also making it where the rest of society really fears young black males in general. And can we really blame them when every time we look, young black males are just shooting shit up randomly? Just anybody can get it, all out in public. Got cities damn near taking over. Philly, Baltimore, Memphis, Chicago, crazy. People just don't even want to go there. So many people coming down here to South Florida because they feel like it's one of the last places that hasn't, turned into something like that. But I do definitely, within myself, like I said, I don't have any proof, but within myself, I believe that there are people benefiting from rap music largely influencing the black male youth to be involved in gangs and to commit violent crimes, ruining their lives from a very early age. Now, can you imagine if instead of at this early age, them getting involved in gang culture and ruining their lives, they studied, played sports, learned trades, did anything positive other than gang culture, other than being involved in what they're doing now, shooting and robbing and doing drugs that are killing them very young. I mean, listen, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I would even be willing to hear someone say, hey, blacks are somehow genetically more prone to just being like, a group that follows like the herd, and you can just influence them easily. So they put somebody up like a little baby. No hate to Lil Baby or nothing, I'm just naming him, and we say, okay, boom, Lil Baby made it out of the same situation you did. Look at Lil Baby, but Lil Baby's one in like 500 million. Okay, there's so many people trying to be a Lil Baby, and they're ending up dead and in prison. And meanwhile, somebody's benefiting from that. I don't know if somebody's benefiting from them being killed. Well, maybe because now you got more people to lock up for the murder. And meanwhile, the rest of society is just terrified. People who live in those neighborhoods, they're afraid to go outside. Everyone's moving. They can't sleep. Mothers are just being hit randomly. Kids, it's sad. And it doesn't seem like it's gonna stop. And I personally don't know any solution other than to change the message that's in gangster rap. Change it. Don't have that music anymore. And I know that's a tough thing to say, and a lot of people will fight me, probably hang me for saying that, but I mean, I don't know what else. If we really want to save the youth, I even heard I think somebody, I forget, they was talking about how you have some blacks that are in other countries who had not come up under the influence of gangster rap, and they were so much different from the black American youth that came up under this and had all this violent influence and tendencies just because of the neighborhood and the culture they grew up in. So I don't know, I feel like this could be stopped. I feel like this is purposeful, and obviously we cannot take the responsibility or accountability away from the people committing the crimes. At the end of the day, no one told this person or that person to actually go and rob this place, or shoot this person or this crowd of people or whatever. They know it's wrong, and they know the consequences that they face. I don't think they understand the consequences to the true core of it. Like me myself, having been to prison for years, still living with the consequences of that to this day. For the people who actually make it out and are able to turn their lives around, they don't understand that it's a struggle to find a place to live, because no one wants to take you because you have felonies on your record. It's a struggle to get a place to hire you. No matter how long it's been, it could be 10, 20 years, and some, regular old job doesn't want to hire you because of some shit you did 12, 15, 20 years ago. You have all this kind of experience doing this and that and the third. But it's just, so yeah, they don't understand. They don't really understand. They know that they can go to jail, but they don't understand what that really means for their life, to just be gone for so long, for 30 years, 40 years, for whatever, But But yeah, they're still accountable, no doubt. But what I mean is when you, like, if you set the environment up, these people are smart. Okay, we're talking about some smart people versus, let's just be very blunt, some dumbass niggas. You know what I mean? So if you have it, and I'm just talking my opinion, okay? Don't judge me. If you have the environment set up in such a way to where it's almost predictable, the outcome for people coming out of a certain environment, then you don't really have to physically make them do it. Their environment is going to influence them so much that you can almost bank on them doing it. It's almost like it's rare for them nowadays to not do it. Now you see, that's why people are on YouTube and social media. When someone makes it out, you have a young black sister or brother that comes out of high school with a great GPA and is offered all these scholarships, and they post this everywhere because that shit is like not really what is really coming out of those neighborhoods. What's really coming out is murderers and gang members, like crazy amounts. And is it gonna stop? I mean, I don't know. It's wild though. It's something to think about. Really something to think about. 12 years old, murder suspect. Saw the other day a 12-year-old was murder victim. I saw in Philly a while ago, they ran this 15-year-old kid down, stood over him outside of, like in broad daylight in the middle of the road, shot him up. 15. Now, granted, he probably had did that to somebody too, so it was probably, payback. But just think about that. 15. This man could have been 55 years old at some point, a granddad, maybe a entrepreneur or doing something, just working a regular ass job, just living, but already dead at 15. And this does not stop. No matter how many times you see people up there, oh well, we gotta put the guns down, this is enough. Man, that shit don't matter. More and more people. One dude sees his homeboy get smoked, he goes and wants to smoke the next person, and he understands that in a week or two he might get smoked for smoking the person who smoked his homeboy. It's wild out here. There is something like really, really like wrong. Something is going on. And I can't really, I don't have proof to really prove anything, but this shit don't make sense. It just don't. It don't. It's not believable. It's not believable that somehow there isn't some and I hate to be that way, but like some kind of nefarious influence that is really just ruining or I don't know how to really put it there, but they're really hurting black youth into this direction to hurry up and ruin their lives as early as possible. I mean, that's basically what's happening. They're just being, okay, go 13, go ahead and shoot them, boom, life. Oh, you're up 13, we're gonna charge you as an adult, life. I wouldn't be surprised. Watch a lot of, and I'm not saying they don't deserve it. Don't get me wrong. Whether they deserve it or not is not up to me. I'm just saying, charge him at 13, probably get him 40, 50 years. Hey, he gets out. What is he really worth? What is he really worth by then? Come on. It's scary. So, anyhow, I could go on and on about that. But if you listen to the end, I really do appreciate you sticking with me. I would really like anyone that has an opinion about this to leave it down in the comments. Okay, I will respond, and we can keep it going. As always, until next time, stay safe and stay free.